If you were in Nigeria about 30 years ago, you must have heard about the painful story of Gideon Akaluka, the young Igbo trader who was brutally killed in Kano. It's been 30 years now, but his story still hurts like it happened yesterday. Gideon was a young husband, a father, and a businessman from Imo State, living quietly in Sabongari, Kano, a community where people from different parts of Nigeria live and trade together. He was just trying to make ends meet for his family. Then, in December 1995, or late 1994 in some reports, tragedy struck. One afternoon, his wife unknowingly used a piece of paper that reportedly had Quranic verses to wrap their baby's waist. It was a simple household mistake, something anyone could have done without knowing. But that act was twisted into a dangerous rumor. Within hours, angry voices spread through the streets. People began to say that Gideon's wife had desecrated the Quran and that Gideon himself was complicit. Nobody waited to confirm the truth. Rumors started flying, twisted, exaggerated, full of anger. Before long, a mob had gathered outside Gideon's compound, shouting, threatening, demanding that he be punished. Neighbors who knew the family tried to explain that it was just a scrap paper mistake, but nobody wanted to listen. When the tension became too much, the police stepped in. They arrested Gideon, not because he was necessarily guilty, but as an attempt to protect him from the mob. They took him into custody, hoping things would calm down once he was out of sight. But even inside the cell, he wasn't safe. The crowd outside grew angrier by the minute, convinced that he had insulted their faith. The police underestimated how serious it had become. And in a country where rumors often travel faster than truth, Gideon's life was already hanging through a thread. On December 26, a violent mob, including some soldiers, stormed the police station. They broke in, dragged Gideon out, and right there on the street, they beheaded him. They carried his head on a stick and paraded it through Kano as if they had achieved something great. It was a dark, shameful day in Nigeria's history. A husband, a father, an innocent man was killed not because he did anything wrong, but because of rumor, ignorance, and hate. The military government, under General Sani Abacha, condemned the act. Some soldiers were arrested and later executed, but many people still believe that justice was never truly served, especially when it was later proven that Gideon never desecrated the Quran. His death exposed how fragile peace and unity can be in our country and how dangerous mob justice is. From Gideon Akaluka, 1995, to Chioma Agbahime, 2016, and Deborah Samuel, 2022, we've continued to see the same painful story repeat itself. Innocent Nigerians killed in the name of religion. May Gideon's story continue to remind us that peace, tolerance, and justice are the real signs of humanity.